What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do a right here and now reading. Random sign, all right? Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal. So take what resonates and pass the rest to the next, okay? I'm gonna pull from the singing bowl. We only got 4 signs to go. Hopefully I'll be kicking off a new reading soon, and it's probably going to be by most views. Okay, so get your views up if you would like one of those new readings. All right, we have Aquarius coming out of the bowl. Okay, so y'all are, placement card is right on the top for the air signs. Okay, so this reading is for Aquarius. I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle. Usually I do ×3, but universe, spirit guides are saying to give y'all 4 shuffles. More so or less, depending on what's going on with you right now, could be tied to some form of movement or progression with the number 4. And to protect y'all's energy, we're going to do 4. So if there's something that you've been working on, universe is saying to proceed. We have the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Swords here, okay? Knight of Cups, some form of an offering on hand, kind of trailing behind this Queen of Swords. So I don't know why I feel like some kind of energy of, maybe if it is like a feminine energy, that I don't want to say you're chasing, but maybe it is, and I almost feel like a whispering in the ear or some sort, or just constantly trailing behind this energy, which this feminine energy with the sword is more so or less very vocal is the best way that I can put it, as far as maybe how she feels, or how they feel towards you when you do make an offer tied to emotions. And we do have the Queen of Swords again, but this time with the moon, which is Pisces energy, okay? So they could be hiding how they're truly feeling, and standing very firm, to not feel as though they're being thwarted by your words, okay, or swooned in a way. All right, I'm gonna make this the last shuffle. Hopefully this was 4 and not 5, okay? With the sense of maybe you changing your strategy, Aquarius, with this person. So, but I did split. Was wondering if I needed to split by 4, but universe said just 3, okay? So let's go ahead and get into your reading. 1 from the top is the energy of where you are right now, Aquarius. 1 from the bottom is what's motivating the energy that you're currently in. We're going to spread the deck a little bit and pull energetically from the middle, which I'm feeling this card right here, which is the focus, or what you should be focused on while being in this energy. We'll tap the cards again and just reshuffle a bit, or shift. My eyes kind of going everywhere, but here. I think I was gonna go one place, but now I'm going up a little bit further up the deck. for the hidden purpose in this energy. Okay. So let's see what you got going on, Aquarius. Hopefully we'll get, into your energy a little bit more with the next reading or the next two. Okay. But let's see what's going on. What is your self energy right now? So it's a 9 of Wands. Okay. Another sign got 9 of Wands this past few days. Right now, I can't remember who it was. I can't remember who it was. But nonetheless, it was in the same position. Okay. So kind of wounded warrior. Okay. I feel like you don't have guards up, but maybe someone has their guard up against you. Okay. It could be that Queen of Swords energy that we just saw. Okay. And so right now you're probably, feeling kind of wounded because your normal tactics aren't working on this person. Or this person is very, like I said, very sharp with their words. They're obviously a very mature energy. So again, maybe they themselves have been through a lot, possibly. And so it's not as easy to sway them or compliment them. Okay. They may feel as though it's not genuine how you're approaching them. Okay. So it could be just maybe they're reading your mannerisms wrong, possibly to think that you're just, playing with them. Okay. So you may have to change some things up if you even feel like still pursuing this person. Okay. Because you're a little bit in your feelings right now. All right. Let's see what's the motivation behind this 9 of Wands. Okay. So we have King of Cups. Okay. Motivation, King of Cups. We saw the Knight. Okay. So as you know in tarot, if you've been watching long enough to know, it starts with a page, then to the Knight, then to the King. Okay. And so then to the major arcana of, an Ace of Cups type of vibe. But with this King of Cups, it's the motivation is for you, like I said, to change up. Okay. To mature in a way. So that way, if you are going to approach a person, there's a better way of going about it. What you used to do is not going to work anymore. Okay. Now, I don't know if there's an energy of maybe you dealt with this person before. Maybe this is a past relationship that you tried before, and time has passed between the two of you. And so, someone is wounded. If it's not you, it could be another person. Get in where you fit in, but it's time for maturity to come in. Okay. To really, more so or less, I'm feeling the energy of cement whatever your true intentions are with this person. Okay. Or this person to you. Okay. Again, get in where you fit in. If this is, again, I get a lot of cross-watching energy, and I've already spoken on cross-watching energy in a few readings since I've been back, okay? And so I know that is very heavy within the community, but you have to be mindful because it can change the trajectory of everything if you are constantly, spying in on your person when you could just have a conversation. Okay. If the person is not talking to you, it's the universe kind of shifting things because you're moving in the sense of using tarot in a personal gain type of way to kind of, metaphysically tap into your person's energy, which can change things. Okay. I've talked about this a little bit. This is my personal opinion. Okay. Nobody else is probably nobody else is probably talking about it or, really thinks about it. But in hindsight, and I said this in the last reading, it's unfair to the sign you, Aquarius, or anyone that I read for, if someone else's, if your partner's energy comes in, you know, if anything, depending on your relationship status, if you're married, do counseling, talk to each other, okay? If you're more so or less wanting to improve yourself and how you communicate with your person, and that's something totally different. But, you know, more so or less, pay attention to your sun sign or rising than your person's, okay? And I don't want to get, you know, too far sidetracked, but just trying to maneuver in and out of this cross-watcher energy, which has been really hovering over almost all of the readings, okay? So it makes it very hard for me to read because I'm focusing on the sign in particular, not so much the sign's partner, okay? If that makes sense. So again, let's get into what the focus is or should be while being in this energy, Aquarius, okay? We have the Two of Cups, okay? What the focus is or should be. What did I just say? Two of Cups, one-on-one conversation, and clear the air, okay? Now, I almost dropped that card. That means either cross-watching energy is leaving, or there's a chance that this doesn't happen, okay? Or maybe sometime this evening, okay? But from Nine of Wands to a Two of Cups to this King of Cups, maybe there has been a conversation of, you know, someone wanting a more mature conversation with someone, or wanting someone to be more mature, okay? And that's maybe the response to why they haven't talked to you anymore, or if they seem to be distancing themselves a little bit because of this Nine of Wands coming up in the energy for either Aquarius or their person, okay? Again, sorry if I'm posting all the blame on you, Aquarius, and it's actually your person, or vice versa. Again, that's what happens when there's a lot of cross-watching going on. Let's get into what the hidden purpose is behind all of this energy, Aquarius. And Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups, again, even though it's not a page, I still feel, you know, it's very small efforts, okay? The hidden purpose is because there have been a lot of small efforts that have been, you know, pretty much thwarted in a way, and it's like passing over on it, or passive aggressive, and so it's caused a wall to go up, okay, between the two of you, because someone needs to grow up, okay? Either somebody wants more out of the situation than what is currently present, and, you know, it's better to have a mature conversation and get things out in the open of what it is, where you can come to some form of a compromise. Even if the compromise means to take some time apart, I'm not suggesting that, because there is a togetherness of this Two of Cups. It's not the lovers, but it obviously needs to be a talk of some sort, okay? And it has to be on a mature playing field for both parties, okay? Because if we pay attention to this spread, Two of Cups is right here in the middle, and you've got different opposing energy of a Knight of Cups and a King of Cups, okay? So someone is either being very immature or not really opening up enough for someone to feel safe in this relationship with this Nine of Wands up at the top, okay? So with that being said, that's all I'm going to get into when it comes to this reading, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. If you can relate, please feel free to give me a like or make a comment down below, and hopefully we'll dig deeper into the energy a little bit later on, all right? Till then, peace.